Welcome back to the network, the Battle Network. That's really the best I got. I don't think of these things beforehand.
Yeah, What are we doing right now?
Well, we're going to the government complex to see our dad.
Oh, he works in the government.
Yep, which is why we never see him, because he's completely busy being the science guy. You know, the tech guy that people always ignore in the movies?
Yeah, so why would tech people work at the government? Wouldn't they work at their own? I guess this is a different universe.
It's a scientist. It's a scientist. It's a lab affiliated with the governmental upkeep. But first, we're going to get some lunches.
Munches.
I mean, you always know those things that are just like outside these big complexes. Either they're really good but expensive, or they're extremely cheap, and of course you're getting what you're paying for.
No, it's usually they're really good and expensive, and then that's the end of the statement.
Well, no, I've seen the people who are just like put it on cheap, but it turns out she has Woodman, and this is, I mean, he's not mandatory, but man, if you try fighting Woodman now, you are going to die. He is extremely hard. Well, he's made out of wood. Well, yeah, I'm trying to see if I could do it. The thing is, my reflexes are not as good as they used to be playing this game. It's just like, at the end of every Battle Network game, you basically have to have the reflexes of a god. So, just like right now, like I'm panicking, and my speed isn't that good, so there's a little bit of a delay with how this works. So you have just like a few seconds to not even a few seconds, just like a second to understand where the things are flashing and then move accordingly. And my Remo bit keeps not going where I want it to go.
You're pretty much constantly getting hit by those.
Yeah, because I'm not fast enough. But fortunately, when you're doing net battles in this format, it's a friendly battle, so it's not using it. You don't get completely deleted. Honestly, I've tried this so many times. The only way you're practically winning with this is if you find Fireman's ghost data and use Firemanship because he's weak to fire, and or you go and find a fire bubble ship in the hot drink machine, but I'm not sure if it's available now.
Yeah. So this person, this environmental activist, just happens to have. This shows how powerful the environment is.
Well, yeah, she does go on and on about it actually, but she shows up. She's only a side fight in this. There are a lot of side fights in this series, but in the anime, she's given more prominence.
You know, it's probably incredible that are there any trees in the over? I guess I'll have to look at the overworld.
Yeah, there are trees in the overworld. What are you talking about?
Because this is like the year 5000 or something.
No, it's 2000 and X. It's just in a different timeline.
Oh, so 20. Oh, yeah, this is a different timeline completely.
Yeah.
Well, 20XX. Actually, never mind then. That's kind of close to where we are now. Never mind then. I was gonna say it's amazing there are trees in the future, but it's not even 100 years from now. It's probably could be 20 years from now.
Oh, I hate that! Did you see that garbage? If he produces a tree and you don't destroy it, and it produces an apple and you don't destroy that in the 1 second it's out, and he moves to the space with the apple, he heals everything.
Okay, well, that sounds like a lot of setup though.
Yeah, but the thing is that
like getting caught by the tree in Smash Bros. Like, yeah, do you know how much setup there is for that?
Yeah, but yet people keep getting caught by it. The thing is that if you don't have a chip available that has high power, if you just like used all your chips before he does that and the custom gate is not ready, then you won't be able to defeat it with just your Buster. Right now I'm so close, but I've spazzed out and panicked.
This is like when you're at Anvil Town. No, not Anvil Town. What's the town? That town. Okay, so what you're saying?
Okay, I was saying that just technically I did really well in that fight, considering that I basically took off almost 1,000 health with Woodman. He just like, of course, healed it up. But I don't know if things are, well, that was me panicking. But I don't know if the speed, because the thing is that there are a few frames where you're still technically active on the board, on the panel that you're on, and I'm not sure if it just is slower or whatever, because I know my reaction isn't what it used to be, but it still feels slower. I don't know if it's just I'm just feeling like that. Maybe I have to think about it later, look it up later, but still. Yeah, so if you have Fireman, if you hit him with it, that's 200 damage. So
yeah. So this is like if you go to Undella Town and you just open that door
right.
and you see Cynthia and you're like, oh no.
Man, I think we both shared our stories of the immediate panic.
Yep. The only problem is that Gen 5 gives you better Pokemon to work with, so.
Well, yeah, but she's still Cynthia.
Mm-hmm. You know,
the thing is,
I love Generation 4. I mean, Generation 2 and 3 are still great. But I have to admit that the potential of the games and the reason why, even though it shouldn't be held against the earlier gens, Gen 5 has to be like the best baseline, because that's when they finally fixed movesets and abilities.
Yeah,
Before
also
that, things were just too hard to execute.
Do not go into Sal's computer. These viruses are way too powerful for you on a normal basis.
Oh wow.
They're just way too powerful. Unfortunately.
You're stuck?
No, I forgot to save since Stone Man, so I have to defeat Woodman again.
Do you get something special for defeating him?
What was that?
Do you get something for defeating him, or do you just want the clout?
Well, you get a lot of money the first time. When you rematch her, you get the Woodman chips, which are really powerful. Unfortunately, they have this, I think, one of the rarest chip. They have one of the rarest chip letters, the letter W. That I don't know if there's any other thing in the game that has W as a chip. I mean, probably they wouldn't just put it only as Woodman, I'd think, but.
Probably something with water.
Yeah, maybe. But just because of that, Woodman can barely be paired with anything, since you can only pair, well, at least in this game, you can only pair chips of similar letters. Of course, this time I'm getting rid of that tree immediately. Not happening this time, man. Oh well, almost had a perfect thing there, but it's whatever. Still, I did way better in this fight.
Yeah, practice.
Well, yeah, I guess trial and error also does count as practice. But sometime my strategy of putting 2 steels in my folder and hoping that they come up. Since Woodman has a set number of wood pillars that he uses to come up, basically you have a less. It's the chances of it hitting you are less because there are more pillars to go around. I mean, there are more panels for the pillars to show up on. So that's what I basically did. And since Woodman is one of those things that does resist chips again, just like Stone Man, I could just stand there and continue wailing on him and not worry about invincibility frames.
So why are you in a computer?
Well, the thing is that at this point, I'm like, okay, if I can get good virus setups, because virus setups are set, they don't just like show up at random. Just like if I can get a good setup, like if I can only fight one of these guys instead of like two of these guys and that bomb dude that killed me last time, then maybe if I do well enough, I can get one of their chips. Because that's just the thing. If you manage to beat these guys in good enough time, and survive, then you'll get their really powerful chips.
Okay.
The issue, though, is that if you do so, your attack capability will be amazing, but your defense won't be. See, I got Wood Tower, which I think is 140 power. Yep, that is way above anything you're getting normally. And if you use it on an electric virus or an electric boss, that's 280 damage.
So there's only one time you can use it?
No, you can get any normal chips that you have. You can equip, I think, up to 4. So if I just need to, if I were to like stay here and grind, I could get more Wood Tower chips. But that in of itself is dangerous. As I said, see, I got 2 of those guys and the bomb guy as well, and the bomb guy is super annoying. So I'm hoping to see if I can take them out like all at once, but it's not going well, and I've already gotten hit twice. And things are horrible. You see that crazy collateral that just keeps going on over and over. I show you this game means business.
You know what? I don't understand the background. They're usually thematic.
Yeah, well, the panels flip, but I'd forgot what... But they flip too quickly for me to see exactly what they're showing.
So are you actually grinding?
Yeah, see, there it is again. Well, maybe if we did, like, a freeze frame or something. Or maybe, like, yeah, I can't actually do that. Though that does bring up something. There is that thing where, like, pilots... They, due to their training, they can, well, the correct term is not see things faster. I just remembered that from a comic I read or something. But rather, it's where they just like perceive things at a better rate, I guess you could call it. So I'm just thinking, what if I was a pilot, right? And then after being awesome, just like being a normal pilot, like, okay, maybe not a normal commercial pilot, but the other type. I wonder if normal commercial pilots have to deal with that as well. Whatever, off topic. If I were to just basically go and just after work, I'd play a rousing round of Battle Network. Would I be amazing? It's like stuff to think. Would astronauts who have to deal with that kind of stuff be great at Battle Network? I honestly wish there was a study like this, but of course, who's going to conduct something like that? I mean, there have been weirder studies. Not that I can cite right now because my memory is horrible. But there have been weirder studies. Just think about it. Rumor come out. Oh, why am I talking about the whole Bruno Mars thing? No, the rumor has been proven true. Astronauts are trained by playing all 6 Battle Network games and finishing them to completion. Even Battle Network 4. The government is starting to wonder if this is actually crossing over into a section of torture thanks to Battle Network 4 and Battle Network 4 alone. The UN is on the case. God, I hate Battle Network 4. It's so bad. Like, how could you do these type of things so well and then just mess it up horribly at the end? I want to save it. I want to just calm down because I will... when I get to Battle Network 4, I will have to deal with all of this. I'll have to go and deal. Well, I guess it's not random. It is random, but all the fights that have to do with all the repetition, and then all the backtracking, and all the invincible viruses. It's what? No, every time I say I'm not going to talk about Battle Network 4, I start talking about Battle Network 4. It's unhealthy. Anyways, is this the thing with the... Oh, well, no, the vending machine is broken. Wait, do we fix it? I forget if we fix it. Is it like a hot drinks thing? I don't know. Also, question. The whole problem with terrorism and everything else. Why is it that these things don't have even higher security protocols? I think we talked about this earlier, just like how everything can be jacked into. But when you think about... Alright, so gonna address that the recording situation sort of went a little wonky there, so we're starting back up from where I left off. Last time I checked, and by, well, not so much checked, more like what I remember, we got the wood armor from a guy in the waterworks.
I think it's kind of rude to call Woodman a guy. When he's the Woodman, you need to address him by his name.
Except it's not Woodman. I said that's in literally a guy in the waterworks.
Oh,
we got wood armor from him.
Well, my joke completely fell flat.
Yep. So the wood armor protects you.
It's fine.
Sure, I'll remember to do that. But the wood armor gives us added defense, except when hit by a fire attack, in which case it does double. The fire attack does double damage.
It sounds like a good mechanic for a Pokemon move.
Well, in this case,
it'd be a good buff to grass types too, since they're good defensively.
Yep. Of course, that kind of sort of thing would require setup. Man, imagine if we got an ice trial in Sun and Moon where they tried the Ninetales tried to set up Aurora Veil. That would have been hard.
It would have been. Yeah, you expect. When we went, oh no, that was just Pokemon League. Because I'm like, there's an ice place, allegedly. Actually, I hear it was expanded in Ultra Sun and Moon.
It was. It is. It's now like a proper second part to Victory Road, I guess.
You mean a proper first part?
What are you talking about? Grand Pony Canyon is basically Victory Road. I still stand by that.
I don't buy that in the slightest.
It literally has the four. It literally has the last four veteran trainer lineup that happens almost every single time a Victory Road is there.
Here's the thing.
It's made before the actual league.
I'm not going to project, because if we were doing that, I would be like, yeah, Route 26 is part of Johto's Victory Road. And I'm like, no, I don't do that. I accept Johto's Victory Road is just the empty cave.
Except that this time it's literally part of... They are just starting a Pokemon League because it's a trial thing.
Yeah, but you could also argue that the creative Game Freak considers the build up to Victory Road as part of Victory Road, which is why they didn't put any trainers in Victory Road. But their intention means nothing if it's not. It simply isn't.
But you're assuming that intention because you could also assume that I'm correct. There's enough evidence.
But I assume that neither of us are correct.
Then why are you arguing for that?
Because I'm consistent with my beliefs. I believe that both the Victory Roads are completely empty, and I'm happy that finally there's a Victory Road worse than Johto's. Well, actually, no. I think.
Oh, you just had to have that little thing about Johto. Of course, you did.
I think Sinnoh has the worst Victory Road because it was awful. It was like I played an entire other Pokemon game only within that Victory Road.
Uh,
It was just so much.
and wait, no, Coronet was it? No, it was Coronet where you find the Feebas, right? Oh, and Sinnoh's Victory Road had like that side part with Marley, um, that you had to go
Yes,
through,
it had
and then it
it
ends with a
had
shaman thing that you
fog.
can't get.
Yeah, yes, it has a shaming section that you can't fly to, which means you have to go through Victory Road every single time to get there. It has a fog section. It has a it's so much nonsense. It's like, hey, what if we made Juan's Victory Road but made it terrible?
Yeah.
So I'm fine with it. I don't love it, but I'm fine with it.
My only problem with Hoen's Victory Road is the Flash, because I think that if I didn't need Flash for this, then I think I'd be more fine. But just like that, of all things, just like seems really just like really annoying. Everything else doable.
Yeah,
Plus,
I mean,
the
I
trainers near the
generally
end
don't
were
mind
actually pretty
Flash.
hard.
That's true. I generally don't mind Flash, but it has no business being a Victory Road. It
Do
should
you,
be an optional
do you
cave.
remember the double slacking people? Or did you fight them
Mm,
separately?
I'm man, Emerald was amazing.
I think
The
they
mere fact
had
that you can
cactus.
ask that question, did you fight them separately or not? Man, why didn't? Okay,
Yeah, just like
come to think of it,
one of them had a Gardevoir, and a slacking, and the other one, I forget if it was Cacturn or Dusclops, and a slacking. And Gardevoir had skill swap, and one of the slackings had hyper beam anyways. So
oh, that's amazing. That's great. But I like the fact that it should come. Well, I mean, it probably can't come back because the games aren't isometrical or grid based anymore. But dual, you can decide if you want to approach with a double battle or two single battles. I miss that dearly. It's a shame that they had it was Hoenn Hoenn's overworld in terms of traveling it. I don't really love it. But in terms of battling the trainers, Hoenn's overworld's incredible.
yeah, I mean I know it like the back of my hand at this point. Like I finally completed the task of getting all gold symbols, which is ludicrous, and I understand. I think I forget if it was official or anything, but like people said that people at Nintendo said that the reason why they didn't put in stuff akin to the Battle Frontier special stuff anymore is because like people don't have that kind of time or whatever. I was like, was that a rumor? Did that actually come from somebody's
Man, I
mouth?
think I think Masuada said that the Battle Frontier wasn't in Hoenn in Omega Ruby because smartphones and kids don't have time or something like that.
Oh, well, the smartphone part of that is stupid. I thought it was just like with the ludicrous stuff you have to do because it is ludicrous. And sure, maybe I didn't go all IV EV training because I'm sure my time would have been easier if I did that because I was just using my team from the game. Um, but still, the things they pull on you 70 consecutive wins for for in the least interesting one, the battle tower. That was
Yeah, that's
torture.
well, the thing is, Gen 4, the Battle Tower is like, oh, this is stupid. Yeah, it's Gen 3 and Gen 4. It was kind of boring. But Gen 5, well, I was about to say Gen 5 onwards, but not really. Gen 5, and I guess I'd also give to Gen 6, the Battle Tower is really fun. Or the thing that replaces it. The Battle Subway, despite just being battles, it's probably some of the most fun extra content I've had in Pokemon because just the teams there, the aesthetic
Would
they
you
have,
call? Would
everything
you?
is great.
First off, I wouldn't. I don't think the aesthetics really put it that above. But I do admit that some of the team choices is great, and I will reference this probably to the day I die. The Blissey and Electivire thing that I witnessed with you.
Oh, also, just they had the best messages,
Yeah,
as in the NPCs. Yeah,
yeah, they do.
they
Six went
still
over the
take some
top.
time.
Three
Yeah, 6 went to Mimi
and
and
three was they literally just use words randomly placed from the word sections there. It's of actual dialogue, which made things really weird, but not fun weird.
And then Gen 7 just went back to being boring.
Yes. Though there is that one kid that I hate in Gen 6.
To bake you into bread.
At least, that person. But just like, there's one person I saw in Gen 6, like, you know what, I really would hate that person. It's like, man, I defeated the champion and I don't even have any badges. It's like, no, that hurts. That truly, truly hurts.
That's amazing. I will say Gen 6 had some good ones. It's just that a lot of them were just like what was one about her parents focus only on their smartphones or something? Like, actually that wasn't so bad. But yeah.
But yeah, we got our HP memory and a power up from Dad. So that's nice. It still would have
that car. I hope he doesn't have headphones on.
But yeah, as I said, just focusing on attack for right now. The thing is, I was a fool when I first played this game. I didn't know. I did not focus in charge. I forget if it was this or something. The thing is with charge is that it makes your attack. It multiplies your attack by a bit if you hold it. But if you keep holding it, there's a double charge, and that really multiplies your attack. I forget by exactly which number, what the multiplier is. But man, once knowing that I could do that, I forget which game it was, where just like if I held a Buster Shot long enough, I could shoot out 80 damage at full power. And
it's pretty great.
And really, what you should be doing is getting attack and then charge. Charge will lessen the amount of time you need for charging. You can't charge at all unless you have at least one bar in charge.
Okay.
So yeah, that's your tip for today, I guess. But now all the chapter cleanup and whatever is over, we're moving on.